everybody out there in YouTube land. Today, I am continuing my reviews of the 6-issue miniseries, Amazon's Attack, and today I'm on issue number 4. I've reviewed the first 3 issues so far, so be sure to watch those if you haven't already, so you are up to date on what is happening. Unless, of course, you've read this comic series before, and then you're fine. Just go ahead and watch this one. So anyways, this is written by Will Pfeiffer and penciled by Pete Woods, with colors by Brad Anderson. So a brief warning, this comic book series contains scenes of blood and violence, so viewer discretion is advised. Alright, starting off, we have another great cover. Pete Woods does the covers on these as well as the interior art, and I really like his art style. This cover is pretty intense. It shows Air Force One going down with Amazons on Pegasuses all around it, and that is not fake news. That's a pretty good indicator of what happens in this issue. So starting off on the first page, it's like the last few issues where it's a series of news reports which recap what has been happening. I like that, where every issue can to a certain extent stand alone, even though the story's all connected. So it recaps the fires that took place in Kansas and Queen Hippolyta asking for the unconditional surrender of America, and it looks like Wonder Woman is confronting Hippolyta. And in the last issue, Wonder Woman was talking to Batman and said she was going to confront her mother and flew off. So it either picks up here where that happened, or, what I'm trying to say is either she flew straight there and nothing happened in between, or what happened between her talking to Batman and what's happening now took place in the Wonder Woman series, which was also running at the same time. So there's a lot of tie-ins with that. In any case, we get this full splash page. It's really awesome. It is Wonder Woman confronting Hippolyta, and we get the credits for everybody at the top of the page, and the title for this issue, which is Things Falling Apart. Basically, Wonder Woman says, "This is the question, Mother. Would you kill me to win? Because that's what you'll have to do." And on the next page, you see Hippolyta says, "Dear daughter, are you truly prepared to become a martyr of a dying empire?" But Superman swoops in and grabs Wonder Woman and takes her away. And Wonder Woman even says, "Let me go. I could tear myself free, you know." And she probably could. She's physically strong enough. She could get away from Superman if she wanted to. But he says that there are more important things to worry about, and that's why he grabbed her. So they fly off, and then we go to the next page, and it picks up where issue 3 ended, with Wonder Girl and Supergirl confronting Air Force One. And they must, it looks like they stopped the plane in midair, but whatever kind of jet that is, like a 747 or whatever, those things can't hover, so they must just be like hovering in place with the plane. But in any case, the fighter escort that's with the president sees an opening, so he fires a missile at Wonder Girl, and it hits her and knocks her down, and she's falling to Earth. But right away, she flies back up. You can see in the bottom panel, it says wham, and she flies into the plane and smashes through it, so she's inside, and she's there with the president. And the president's like, "Are you insane? We're gonna crash now." And she says no, she isn't insane, that Supergirl's gonna now control the plane being carried by Supergirl. And anyways, they want to take the president to Hippolyta and have them all sit down and have a peace treaty. So the president agrees to that. Basically, he doesn't have any choice other than to go with them. So we go to the next page, and it's the Justice League. They're all there talking. Superman and Wonder Woman show up. That's what he brought her here for. And they're all just talking about what they're going to do, and then they figure out with Wonder Woman here, she has more knowledge about what's going on than they do just because she's an Amazon. So they figure out with her help that there's this group called the Bana, which are like a rogue group of the Amazons. And even though Hippolyta took credit for it, the Bana are the ones they suspect of doing the other terrorist attacks. So they attacked that base in California and burnt down the crops in Kansas, among other things. So while they're talking about this, Oracle calls them and tells them something's going on in Gotham City. So Batman leaves and says he's going to go back to Gotham. And he's also going to get Catwoman, he says. Because Wonder Woman confronts him. She's like, "Why do you get to leave and go back to Gotham when I can't even fight my mom. You guys pulled me away from that. But Batman tells her that there's a missile headed for Themyscira. It's like an ICBM. So she needs to go and stop that. And he says he has to go to Gotham City to find out what's going on with the deal Oracle warned him about, and also he's going to go and recruit Catwoman to help them. And Catwoman, let's see, you have to see the tie-in for that. It's in Catwoman number 69. There are a ton of tie-ins with this book. So we get the next page, and now the Amazons have shown up. And even though Supergirl is in control of the plane, they're still trying to bring it down. So you see that there, they throw a spear through and kills the pilot, and they're attacking the plane. And they actually destroy the fighter escorts and stuff. It's pretty bad. And Wonder Girl's like, this wasn't supposed to happen. This isn't going the way it's supposed to. So the Amazons destroy one of the engines, and the plane's going down. And we get this really cool page. It's 4 panels of the plane crashing, and Supergirl flies down in front of it and slows it down enough so it doesn't be destroyed. And we go to the next page. This is one thing I kind of don't like about this comic, is it jumps around like so much. We get one page of one thing, then another page of another thing, then it's like not linear really. Even though it's all happening at the same time, you have to jump around a lot, which is okay. I like this book overall. It's just one of my qualms between the tie-ins and how much it jumps around. You really have to be into DC Comics to even have a hope of following what's going on without someone like myself explaining it. So this is Choi, Grace Choi. We saw her earlier, and she's there beating up Amazons. Apparently she's like ridiculously strong because it says she defeats 24 Amazons, but then the rogue Amazons show up, and the Banna is what they're called, like I said earlier. And the queen of them confronts her, and Choi just kicks her in the face and knocks her down. But then she's surrounded by other Banna, and they are like, well, you're going to join us now. And then we get the next page. This is my favorite page of the issue. I like it a lot. It's Red Arrow. He's here, and it says, nearby at what's left of the Capitol building, and he's shooting arrows at a mythological Amazon lion, but it won't die because, it's superpowered, essentially. It's a mythical beast. I'm sure he's hurting it, but he wasn't killing it, so he's like, man, this sucks. And then Superman shows up and takes it out for him, and then you see Superman, Red Arrow's thanking him, and then Superman says, shh, Air Force One just crashed, and then boom, flies away. In this series, you see Superman being Superman. He's really awesome. He can hear things on the other side of the country and all that. So the Wonder Girl's getting attacked by a ton of Amazons, and Supergirl's just staying by the president because he is really hurt, and they don't want to fly him away because of that. So they're fighting the Amazons, and then boom, Superman shows up. And it's really great. He gives them this speech to the Amazons, and he says, what is happening here? What has happened to you? This isn't the Amazons I know. These, Amazons stand for compassion and wisdom and restraint and all that. And it looks like he's actually changing their minds, and they're gonna switch sides probably. But then you see on this page, the army guys show up, and they shoot him. Well, they shoot at him. They hit some of the Amazons. Some of them run. Some of the bullets are blocked by Wonder Girl and Supergirl and Superman. But the point of that is that basically the one chance at peace here is ruined because they fire on the Amazons. So that really sucks, and Superman's really disappointed about it, and he goes up to him and says, what have you done? And they're like, we've done what we're trained to do. The president was in danger, and we came to save him. So they take the president away. He's horribly injured. And Superman and Wonder Girl and Supergirl fly away and are going to go back to DC. So also in DC, one of the wounded Pegasuses flies back, and that's the only thing to return of the winged Pegasus Amazons that the Hippolyta and her crew sent out. And on this page it mentions there's a tie-in to Wonder Woman number 9. So really, if you're going to read Amazon's Attack, ideally just read Wonder Woman as well. From that era, they reset the numbering in the late 2000s, and I imagine around 2007, that's when this book came out. So ideally read them both. But in any case, so then we go to the next page, and they're talking about, they're starting to lose, essentially, the Amazons, and they're talking about what they're going to do. And then all of a sudden, this dome force field shows up over the area of DC that they had taken over. So they take that as a sign from their Greek gods, Athena and Zeus, and all those guys, that was sent by them to protect them. So at the very end, on the last panel there, you see it was Cersei who did it. And they thought Cersei was dead. I think that's what the tie-in is to, because Hippolyta, quote-unquote, kills Cersei in one of those Wonder Woman issues, but Cersei doesn't die. She's impaled with a spear, but she just, she's a sorceress. She looks dead, but she wasn't really dead. So that's issue number 4 of Amazon's Attack. I like the series a lot. I love the art. I think the story's pretty cool. It's got a lot of action, so I'd highly recommend it. Like I said, the only real drawbacks are there's a ton of tie-ins, and you might have to look up who people are occasionally. But I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Feel free to share these videos and hit the bell next to the subscription button for notifications. And that's all for now. Thank you.
End of line.